Hey friends, how we doing? How you going? So I want to do a quick live stream today. I want to get these done quickly. So I want to talk about income goals because obviously most of us are entrepreneurs and we have our own businesses and we want to be able to reach new levels with our income from our businesses. But a lot of the times we get stuck with either not making any money or making it's up and down, it's infrequent, it's inconsistent, or we're making consistent money but it's like the same amount every single month and there doesn't seem to be any movement going up. In fact, sometimes it goes down. Let me just check that. Yeah, we're good to go. So okay, income goals. Now, it is always about how you feel, right? It's always about energetically how you can feel and shifting the limiting beliefs, the money blocks, the negative thoughts about money, and shifting them into better feeling thoughts, right? That's really what it's about. It's always about how you feel. And so when you're trying to manifest a bigger income, more money, more sales, you're always checking in with how you're feeling about it, right? And so the work comes then with changing how you feel. So here's what I personally think about income goals, but it doesn't have to be true for you, but this is what I believe. I believe that especially if you're starting out, or especially if you are untrained when it comes to having a mindset and money practice, is to start with income goals that you can actually get behind, right? So as much as you want to have like $50,000 months and $100,000 months, and say you've never made more than 1,000, that is just, in my opinion, too much of a big jump in the beginning. That's just way too much. It's like trying to go from being in complete frantic scarcity and anxiety and suddenly trying to feel like joyful, loving, abundant thoughts, right? It's just too much of a friggin' jump. It's not going to happen. So what you have to do when you're trying to move from scarcity to love, fear to love, anxiety to feeling better, to feeling abundant, to feeling joyful, you have to move incrementally up the scale, right? You have to start the process of thinking better thoughts and transforming the moments that you're in, transforming the thoughts that you're thinking into slightly better thoughts, into into making it easier for you to move up that scale till eventually you do get to feeling joyful and abundant again, right? But that doesn't happen like that. Now, that's not saying manifestation can't happen like that. It absolutely can. But if we're talking about having a consistent, deliberate practice and deliberately creating what we want in our lives and in our businesses, this is what I believe about income goals, is to start with what you can get behind, right? And I do believe that you should push yourself a little bit. You should absolutely push yourself and demand more so that you can move into bringing in more. You can move into becoming an energetic match for more money. So if you're, say, making $1,000 a month, moving into thinking about $2,000 a month, living in the energy of what it would be like to bring in $2,000 a month. Now, that's not a huge stretch. You might even think, well, that's not that much, but it's still double what you're making now, right? And the thing is, it's all about getting into believing you can have it. So if you're already thinking, well, $2,000 isn't that much, that doesn't seem like a jump, you believe that more than if you wanted $100,000 months, right? Because you already think, oh, well, that's easy. Why would I go for that? That seems like an easy goal. Technically, you would already be able to believe that and get behind that more than shooting straight to 100 grand or 50 grand or 25 grand or whatever you want to manifest. So it's less about the number and more about how you feel and getting behind believing it, right? So how do you believe? How do you get behind it? Well, it's like the scale. Sorry, my video is distracting me. I need to get off. So believing comes from trusting, right? It comes from trust. And so, as I have always been saying, it is always about coming back to trusting in the universe, trusting in yourself, trusting in your ability, trusting that you get to have what you desire, trusting that it's all going to work out for you, trusting that no matter what, you get to get what you want, right? And there are different ways that you can do it, but for me, it's always about feeling the feelings of being deeply supported by the universe, right? Because I am always constantly trying to work through me feeling like I'm on my own, me feeling like I have to do it all, me feeling like I'm backed up to a corner and I'm like fighting my way out, that I'm just surrendering and giving it up to the universe and doing my part, doing the visualizing, feeling the feelings of what it would be like to have an extra $1,000 a month, to have an extra $5,000 a month, right? Feeling the feelings of that now and doing that as often as I possibly can. As often as I possibly can. So that might mean every freaking 30 minutes. That might mean every hour. That might mean any moment that I get where I can feel the feelings of having more sales coming in, double the amount of sales coming in. I do the work. And I trust that the universe is doing the rest of the work. I trust it. The second I go into the second I go into thinking, well, oh shit, like how am I going to make like double the amount of sales when I've always made the same amount of sales every month? How? That's not my job. That's the universe's job. That's the universe's responsibility. So there, in that moment, I surrender. I give it up. I say, hey, this is yours. I deeply believe that you have this. You have my back. You have control. And in that, something shifts within me. It feels like you're letting it go. It feels like, actually, I don't have to be the only one responsible for making this happen. I don't have to be. I can be, but that's exhausting to me. And that's the old Elise. That's the old way that I used to operate. And I don't want to operate that anymore. That's why I'm doing this work in the first place. So what it feels like, it's a release. It's letting it go and getting off the subject and focusing on what I want and going about my day and trusting and knowing and believing that it is happening. That's what brings me to believing. That's what closes the gap between me and believing what I can get behind, right? So with your income goals, should you go big or easy? In the beginning, I think you should go easy, but challenge yourself, right? Easy, but challenge yourself. As you learn to increase your income that way, and as you understand your own process for making that happen, so it might not be exactly the same as me, but your own way of getting behind it and it happening, and you do that often enough that it becomes normal for you, that it becomes like it would be ridiculous if you made any less. Like, it is so a part of your reality, so a part of your norm that anything less would be crazy. Like, it just wouldn't happen. That doesn't even cross your mind, right? When you get to that point and you have enough proof and enough evidence, like plenty of evidence that this is what happens when you do your process, for me, when I do the visualization, when I feel the feelings, and when I give it up to the universe whenever I'm freaking out, or if I work through my thoughts and I'm like thinking really weird thoughts, I work through them and I still give it up to the universe. Sorry, notification. That's my process, and I know that that's what works for me, because every time I do it, it sends me into a higher energetic level for income coming in. Then that's when I can start making quantum leaps. That's when I can start moving into not just going from $5,000 a month to $6,000 to $7,000 to going from $10,000 to $25,000 to $50,000 to $100,000 to $200,000 to $350,000, right? That's when you can start making quantum leaps, when you have enough evidence and proof and experience in already deliberately manifesting more income, already deliberately manifesting what you want, because you have already trained yourself to do it, right? Cool. Hope that helps. So, like I always say every day, if you have any feedback on this, or any ideas, or anything you want to say about income goals, or anything you want to share about your own income goals, like what you've achieved or what you've struggled with, so on, share them below. And of course, if there is someone you believe that this information would be valuable to, I would so appreciate it if you could share this live stream with them. And other than that, my friend, I will see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye.